Mrs. McCluskey's office.
A deal, he says. Trust me, he says.
All right, that's enough.
You bet your life it is.
I'm gonna get my brother down here, and by the time he's finished with you...
Racism, bullying, extortion.
There was no talk at the time of, oh, this is going to go here, this is going to go there. It was just a series about a comprehensive school, and we thought we'd move on to the next job, and that was it.
Is Tucker ready yet, Mrs. Jenkins? Mrs. Jenkins? Mrs. Jenkins?
Mary Johnson.
Trying to put that young girl's eye out, were you? Were you born stupid?
Diana Lowe.
I see. It's something you've developed yourself, is it? Don't.
The phone call came and said, would you like to play the part of Tucker Jenkins? And I said, yes, please.
Let me ever catch you doing that again, understand?
It wasn't about careers or wasn't about naming lights, it was just being in Grange Hill. It was just so exciting.
Drop dead, you old creep.
I could really fancy her, Nige. She's so stroppy.
I remember my cousin saying, look, you probably won't get it, but don't worry, because you're really small.
That shirt doesn't look as if it's been washed for weeks.
It's only yesterday's. The day before's.
What did Dad think of your shirt?
Not a lot. He doesn't keep up with fashion.
I was quite keen to sort of try and do something that reflected this great change in education, and that was that we were going from the secondary school, grammar school split into more comprehensive, more mixed abilities, mixed social classes. And I thought that was much more typical of the average kid's life in Britain in the 1970s and going into the 80s.
Would you sit down over there for now?
Well, Mr. Mitchell, all present and correct. Ready to start their new lives at Grange Hill. Let's hope it's a pleasant experience for them.
No, I'm sure it will be, Mrs. Munro. One big happy family.
I can remember when Tucker, Benny and Justin Bennett, Tucker had convinced those two that there's a disused ammunition dump, you know, a couple of miles up the road. It wasn't, it was mostly a disused warehouse, but he convinced them because he had a bit of a vivid imagination.
There it is. How do we get in?
There's a hole over there in the wall.
I've got my best shoes on. I've got my only shoes on. Look.
And we just run around on rollers, and then I remember the end of it, it seemed to be in slow motion where Justin fell off quite a high building, and he went, ah, oof, and it was a close on them.
Right, back you go.
And I think me and Benny said, flipping heck, we're in trouble now. So it was a classic sort of line.
Could expel us. Flipping egg, I hope not. My dad had flipping egg.
A lot of the drama I'd actually seen before that, before Grange Hill, was really kind of based on middle-class children trying to play working-class children, and it wasn't really working.
London, that must be a place to see.
Place and a half.
I went to Warwick once.
Warwick? I've been there hundreds of times.
It was like cartoons and play school and, you know, but there wasn't really any sort of gritty drama. Everybody in my school watched Grange Hill, everyone.
Come on, hit him. Come on, headmaster. Look out!
It was very important in television history because a lot of the drama for children that has emerged since then has emerged on the back of Grange Hill.
Tucker was my favourite, and Tisha Yates and Benny and Alan. I mean, they were just, you know, I just enjoyed them so much. And I think the thing about Tucker, and this is all credit to Todd, I suppose, was that he was the first teenage icon, I think, that wasn't a cartoon character or a pop star.
Are you all right?
Jenkins, miss. I think I've busted me back.
Oh, dear. What happened?
I was...
What's going on?
Oh, Jenkins? Oh, I think I've busted me back, sir.
Oh, how? How did it happen?
Well, I was trying to mug someone, sir.
Jenkins!
Sorry, miss. Couldn't resist it.
Well, really?
Sorry, sir. A bit gullible, isn't she?
We'd do a scene and then you'd get about 10 people round him. And then all of a sudden there'd be 100 people and he'd be running off somewhere, you know, into the distance. They'd just chase him down the street, you know.
When I was only 13 or 14, you know, the word sex symbol was, you know, I just was basically used to, you know, working, you know, either on the stage or in telly and that kind of thing, and this was another job to do.
I think the closest thing you can probably, you know, equate it to is like being in a pop group, like Take That or something like that, you know. Just kids running up to you or running around you and things like that.
I remember it was last September when a stranger came to school. The state of his appearance looked like outside interference and he looked totally uncool.
I only ever did 2 or 3 scenes with Todd in Grange Hill. And I can remember that both of those times, because he was Tucker, you know, you've got to understand this, he was huge. And I can remember sort of being in the same scene as him and sort of looking up to him and just thinking, oh, God, you're so gorgeous, I'm doing a scene with Tucker. I mean, in a way, that was, for every other reason for being in Grange Hill, everything else went out the window. It didn't matter because I'd done a scene with Todd.
You in the school uniform number then?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, you're unsure, broken foot or something. Here's your replacement. Tell Scruffy when he comes in for rehearsals, will you?
It was great fun. It was a ball. It was a ball from beginning to end. And whether you're a child actor or whether you're an adult actor or in any line of work that you do, if you can wake up in the morning and look forward to going to work and go to sleep at night, think, I've got a nice job to go to tomorrow. And that was basically it. And I think, I don't know, I'm only speaking for myself, but I think most of the people of that class of 77, 78 say the same thing.
How'd you fancy coming out with me?
Grange Hill's been there since I was born, and since I remember watching TV and watching kids shows. Grange Hill was the one that was kind of a bit naughty, a bit rebellious, and we'll strike and we'll do demonstrations, and we thought, oh, we'd never do that at our school. But you loved watching the people that had the guts to do it.
May I remind the BBC, Grange Hill is billed as a
shoreline of Grange Hill has caused 92 calls to the duty
It's very
office.
difficult to ensure young children don't watch it.
Of course, every series of Grange Hill, particularly at the time I was working on it, excited a great deal of attention and criticism and questions in the house and, you know, noise.
Yours faithfully, Mrs. Jacqueline Windsor, who isn't the pompous old bat I sound above.
And I think that it would have been a bad thing if that hadn't happened, because it meant that we were pretty close to the right argument, pretty close to what was current in schools.
And another thing, I can't bear the thought of having that curse every 4 weeks for the next 30 years.
Why? It's not that bad.
It's for me. I told you I fainted last.
I know, but can you remember that lady who came and gave us that sex education talk? She said when you get older and you have babies, it gets better.
Flipping it. Who wants to have babies just to get rid of period pains? Anyway, I'm not getting married. I can't stand men.
I can remember myself being a bit shocked when I got the scripts. You know, long scenes about this girl's feelings about going into, you know, adulthood, into maturity and going through puberty. And it is horrible. It's a horrible time.
Just wish I was a boy. I don't have to suffer the way we do.
Oh, don't exaggerate. If it's that bad, go and see the doctor.
I think we were reasonably protected from all the complaints. I mean, you'd read about it in the newspaper, or you'd hear people who would watch it say, my mum won't let me watch it, you know, the teachers say it's bad and all that kind of thing. So they generally buffered all that, allowing us to, you know, just get on with the job.
Where'd you get it from, Tucker?
Sweet shop there, their road.
God, look at that one.
Oh, be quiet, Stan. If they catch you in this, I've had it.
What have you got there?
Have a look for yourself.
You know, tremendous pressure coming onto the BBC as to, like, what's this programme all about? And as there's no such thing as censorship in British television, you know, we all had this rather nice lunch, and we all came to the right decision, you know, which was that if we didn't tone it down, there wouldn't be any more series.
Why in heaven's name are you wearing those?
What happens if you don't want to get married now?
have kids. We should all get given the same chance. What's the point in having comprehensive education?
She was great, Suzanne Ross. She was so stroppy. She was a bit of a rebel. She'd come from a broken home and she was always angry and stroppy and never knew what she wanted to be, never was comfortable with herself. And I loved playing her for that.
Yes, I don't really need to worry about her. He's doing very well. Is it brother or sister coming?
It's his brother.
Excuse me. Suzanne! Suzanne, what on
I got some really interesting scenes and some nice stuff to do, and I got scenes where I had arguments with teachers, and rather than just all this soppy stuff about who was going out with who, I was the one who was sort of go in there and just cause a bit of trouble.
A deal, he says. Trust me, he says.
All right, that's enough.
You bet your life it is. Because I'm through. Through being conned and lied to, and if that's your wonderful system, you're welcome to it.
Suzanne!
There was a great scene with Mrs. McCluskey. Pulls her up and says, "What are you doing? You know, you're not wearing school uniform." And she just basically turns around to her and says, "Well, I'm not here anymore." And I think I remember, I don't know where I got this from, but I turned around and walked away from her, really sort of wiggling my hips like that. I mean, I just never do it. I mean, you know, I think that just came out of me.
Just what does that girl at the end of the corridor think she's doing coming to school dressed like that? Yes, you. Would you come back here, please?
I'm Suzanne Ross, Mrs. McCluskey, and I left Grange Hill 3 months ago. So, what I wear is really up to me now, don't you think?
Growing up on screen, there are times when all you want to do is you just want to hide. You just don't, you know. And my skin was bad, and I'd felt, you know, there were times when I felt really sort of insecure about myself. But I think being on telly and being in front of so many people, it just made me realise I just had to face things. You know, I just had to. Okay, this is me. This is me. This is what I look like. You know, because I couldn't hide.
Before. Does it hurt?
You will if you don't shut up about it.
Oh! A pocket knife, some crisps, and these sandwiches, and a snap of patty. It's quite useful, really.
I'm a big boy now, or so they say, so if you'll serve, I'll be on my way.
Let's just set the record straight that we have never had an off-screen relationship.
No, everybody asks that.
Yeah.
Everybody asks that, and I go, it's my only regret in life is when I was younger. So I just wanted to go, come on, let's just.
Zammo, stop a minute. I could get expelled over what happened yesterday.
It'd probably be a suspension.
Either way, I won't be round here for a while. Will you mind?
What do you think?
Zammo, give me a straight answer for once.
Of course I will.
See, you can say it when you try.
Does that mean you're interested?
What do you think? I'm doing it now. Yeah, I'm interested.
I mean, I could come round your ass.
Well, I wouldn't if I was you. Mum's not too keen on boyfriends at the minute. Any boyfriends. Well, I've got to go. I'll see ya.
There was also another character, Banksy. It was a bit of a love triangle, wasn't it?
You're getting a bit thrilling with the Grange, aren't you?
Oh, wait, you heard? There's been a merger.
That makes no difference. Us Brookdale have got to stick together.
Brookdale tie?
That's right.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Couldn't get you to wear it when you was at Brookdale.
With your information, it's meant to go around your neck. Not hold your trousers up.
Watch it.
2 sixth formers have just got engaged. Jackie Wright and Zammo Maguire.
Did you tell him to say that?
No.
Flipping heck, put it on news at 10 and all.
Remember trying on a wedding dress? They say that if you wear a wedding dress, you never get married. You're not married.
But no, she looked absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Thank you, darling.
Well, that was when you was younger.
Yeah, of course.
But do you like it? That's the important thing.
Yeah, I think so. Did they go and show Zammo?
Oh, no, he can't see it.
Why not? Bridegrooms don't see the dress before the wedding, dear. It's unlucky.
Do you know that?
Because initially Zammo was a really good character, and everybody could relate to him. He was, you know, did all sort of naughty things and stuff, yeah. And then he got involved with drugs, and they used the Zammo character because if they'd used a bad character, people would just associate drugs as bad, and only bad people do drugs. So they used Zammo because people could relate to him.
And we saw Zammo in that series, a terrible decline of somebody who was the favourite child, as it were, of the school, and the hero of the series, unravel in front of us.
How much do you need?
Why?
25 quid, dough.
I'll stay in here while you go and get the money.
Zammo!
Roland was the character who, like, found Zammo on drugs. It was, like, one of the best scenes that I can remember, where Roland's telling Zammo what he really feels about. And I think Zammo didn't really care what he was about. But Roland needed to express himself for a change. That was, like, a really, really good scene.
I don't take any stuff, right?
You had file that night. Heroin addicts used file. I saw it on television.
Oh, come on, Roddy, don't be daft.
That's how they all started, smoking it. They said you get hooked, however you take it.
You know, you ain't been telling everyone I'm on smack.
I ain't told anyone.
You all don't, because I'm not, right?
And it was like all over the country. It was absolutely massive, and got loads and loads of letters from little kids saying, "I've seen like Zammo's character, and I'm not going to do drugs now," which is so cool. You get one of them letters, and it's just brilliant.
Zammo!
Just give it. We're not playing James now, all
Oh,
right?
yeah, and that's what it was this morning, wasn't it? A game. She was packed with heroin. It's a real thing, ain't it? Don't tell me I'm wrong.
Just give it, all right?
But why you're off drugs now? You proved it to me, remember?
Maguire.
To coincide with the anti-drugs or the Zammo thing, America released a single called Just Say No, but the BBC got it off of them, and we redone it. And this is a really sad story, actually, because they wanted me to obviously sing on it because Zammo and stuff. And I said I can't sing, and they said yes you can, everybody can sing. And one of these guys from the BBC took me to this room upstairs in the recording studio, and he said, no, go on, do the arpeggio. I thought it was a Greek island. I'm like, sorry. He said, well, just like hum a note and hum. And he slammed the piano down and he said, you'll have to mime. And he walked out the room, and I'm in this room. So I go down, start dancing, and they said, no, don't mess about. I said, no, you can't dance either, can you? So they've got me doing weight training in the video. So Roland sings my bit, and then I'm doing weight training in a gym. What's going on? I don't want to mess about with stuff. What are you doing? Just say no.
You don't have to be part of the crowd. Just be who you are and stand up proud. Say no, no. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no. Don't have to act like a great big star. You can be a hero. Be who you are. Say no, no. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no.
The Just Say No thing, even to this day, people are still, you know, God, yeah, were you on the Just Say No, you know, records or whatever? Did you sing on that? It was no, but it made such an impact, and I think that was, probably the biggest thing that Grange Hill ever did.
You laughing at?
In my class behaving like this.
I don't want to be in your class. I don't want to be in this school.
Now, nearly every lobby group or vested interest in the country wants to be in Grange Hill.
I know that there were no-go zones, which I think, subsequently have become go zones.
You're in a room with the person you most want to be with at this moment.
Someone you're very close to. Tell us who that person is.
Joe. My brother. My mum.
Now, that person is telling you that they are HIV positive.
The job of drama is not to deliver messages. Our job is to excite argument and to bring issues to the attention of audiences for their own debate. We don't complete things. An audience completes it. An audience criticises or agrees or disapproves.
Unprotected sex.
Which means?
Sex without a condom.
Yeah. Come and show us where you think the risk is on the line.
They're always quite sensitive and always covered quite a sort of wide scope for people of our age, certainly, things that they were going through.
What are you all doing out here? What it says in the school handbook, sir. Pupils must walk in the corridors at all times. What?
Gonch was a very clever little character. He was always doing something, always making money, always got some scam going. Same as Robbie and Ziggy. And yeah, and and Trevor and Vince always tried to emulate that and always tried to copy that, and they failed every time.
Ta-da! What do I want to cheap off feel like for, Zig? For the commentary? A big race like that, it's bound to be on the radio, isn't it? Yeah, little earpiece and everything. Listen to the good news and all your pals around here, can't you, Sonny?
Nice one, Zig.
Yeah. Nice one, Zig. I don't think he would have got away with it in real life. A Liverpool lad in a Cockney school, like, I think he would have got ushered down a bit. But yeah, he was like, he got in with Robbie, didn't he? So his character was like, sort of like similar to Tucker's, I always thought. It was very similar, you know, the way, if you look back to Tucker, like a bit of a rogue, but with a bit of a heart of gold as well.
Hey, great, Rob. Good man, good man. Mop up some of that flipping water, will ya?
Couldn't I have a go at doing that?
Go on, then. Oh, it's really good, this is, Rob. Use this for all sorts of things.
Oh, Ziggy! I might have known it.
Sorry, miss. I remember doing a funeral scene. Do you remember doing we had to do like a sort of a funeral? Plant a tree or something.
Oh, God, don't tell that. We had to do, there was a memorial. I was going to plant a tree in you know, in memory of Danny Kendall, and it was quite funny. When we was doing it, we were all sort of stood up in rows behind this thing, and we were all at the back, and someone was told a joke or something, and we were all at the back sniggering and trying to keep a straight face. And there's this serious scene. They're planting a tree for poor old Danny Kendall, and we're all at the back laughing.
2 times in particular, I remember him. The first was that message he recorded when he was really ill for the first day of Radio Grange Hill. And the second was last year, when we did the hip-hop. He did that brilliant mural.
You were going to give me a job!
And they have had a very fortunate escape, have they not?
The guy who played Gripper, he got absolutely slaughtered because he played a racist character and a thuggish character. And I remember him, he got beat up on several occasions where people take it for that character, that he is that character. And he went through hell.
Monkeys over there.
You just ruined my map, you pig. Don't you flippin' don't call me a monkey either.
Why not? You stay at the trees, and you?
Look, you get something straight, you pathetic little runt. There ain't nothing the matter with me. I don't go around duffing people up and nicking money off little kids and making people swear I'm the flipping greatest. I just get on with my life. And I'm sick of you, Stepson. And if you lay one more finger on me, or make one more remark about me being black, or a monkey, or anything else, I'm gonna get my brother down here. And by the time he's finished with you, no one will know whether you're black, white, or sky blue pink. Now you just flipping well move. Go on, move.
I thought children might be a bit wary because I am disabled, and obviously it's a bit of a surprise to have a disabled character in the children's programme, but I think kids have just accepted it so well.
They're all after me.
Who?
Everyone. Who are you?
Are you thirsty?
What?
I got a drink. Do you want some?
It's poison, isn't it?
No, just bad for your teeth. Come on. There. Alright. Not once has anyone said to me, oh, you're the disabled character. They say, you're Rachel, or you're the girl who did this. So that really has amazed me.
Darren Cudgy, who played Clark, who I did love and I miss him dearly, he used to always sort of beat me up, and I remember once I couldn't fight back anymore. I was like, oh, it's just too sore, So I went off to Joan. I was crying, and June and Joan, they were our chaperones. They were sort of pretty much the main two that were there for the whole time. They were just like mums, and they'd say, come here, and they'd give you a cuddle. And you couldn't do that with school teachers, but with Joan and June, and Carrie and all the others, they were kind of like mums. So, you know, you did have fights, but it was almost like you had a mum to go to as well.
We've got cards and things they put to my second mum. I mean, there's one on the wall from Sean.
There's one from Sean and there's
John
one from John.
saying their second mum. And this was only just recently they came
to see
us.
They're all sort of like, I don't want to sound rude, but they're all like old, like nans to us. You know what I mean? Because they're all old ladies, or older ladies.
Didn't you take one of them out?
And yeah.
We took them all to a McDonald's, and all of a sudden we was eating, and all of a sudden there was just hundreds of kids just all round the window. We just couldn't get out at all. And we shoved all our kids into the back near enough. And they had to get the police, didn't they, to escort us out. And
back to the coach
back
and
to
take
the
us back
coach.
to where we were staying.
Ziggy thought he was going to go off, so he walked up the road and...
He was mobbed.
He was mobbed, so we had to get the police to get him back. We just couldn't take him anywhere.
Looking back on it, it was just like a laugh for me. It was like a meal ticket to go crazy, you know?
The publicity and the money and stuff made me feel that I was much more independent than I actually was, and I decided to leave home for a while. And I left home and got all my money together and just and rented a flat and bought a car and went out every night and thought that that was the lifestyle that a TV star had to live.
Well?
Well, what?
We'd like to know where you've been out all hours.
It's only 9 o'clock.
It's dark.
Well, yeah, that happens.
You will not be insolent in this house.
There's a lot of pressure on people in Grange Hill to make it because they keep saying, what about these people who are on EastEnders? What about these pop stars? They expect you to do something else, and a lot of people don't.
You've got to make sure they keep both feet on the ground, because if they don't, then they've just had it.
Just left me to carry on the family business single-handed.
Don't you ever want to see your mother?
No way. Bloke she went off with was one of the filth, you know, a copper.
It was a very fierce panel. They all looked very serious, and I mean, coming in, sitting down and going, hello.
I can remember now, there was Albert, who was directing at the time, Albert Barber, Ron Smedley, who was a producer, Anthony Minghella, who was the writer, and Phil Redmond. And the thing that I always remembered about Phil Redmond, I didn't know that he was Phil Redmond. I mean, looking back now, obviously I know. He had yellow shoes on. And I thought, how bizarre. It never dawned on me that a man would ever dream of wearing yellow shoes.
Where'd you get them earrings?
There was a present.
Thank you very much, Rachel.
She meets Tex, who's a bit of a tearaway, you know, his dad's banged up or whatever, his mum's run off with a milkman, he's left to fend for himself.
They've always had a go at me in all the schools I've been in. How many have you been in? Dunno, can't remember. Did you get expelled? Transferred it's called. Who says? My brief. Your what? My brief, my lawyer. You got a lawyer? Well, he's my brother's, really. What does they need a lawyer for? He keeps getting unlucky, that's why.
Deep down, he was really sweet. He actually did need a lot of sort of loving, and he just wanted to give him a cuddle because he was so sort of vulnerable and helpless.
Do you what? Do I smell? You mean B.O.? Yeah, a bit. Most boys do. Am I worse than others? Yeah, sometimes. It's all right, as long as the wind's blowing the right way. What am I going to do about it? Have a bath, change your clothes. They're the usual things.
I remember Ron Smedley, the producer, very clearly one day said, oh, yeah, well, you've got a scene in the bath coming up. And I thought, he was joking. He wouldn't really put an 11-year-old boy in the bath in front of the whole crew. But he did.
What? Did you want me to scrub your back? No! Didn't think you did.
She just used to look after him and mother him, really. And I think he used to get a bit riled at that, really, you know. But then at the same time, he loved her because she was the only real friend that he had. And she stuck by him all the way through.
Now, this is hot water. Yeah. And this is washing powder. You don't say. Then you put the washing powder in the water. You should be on the adverts. Then you put the shirt in the water. Well, go on, then. Then you put the shirt in the water.
Justine, obviously, he fancied like mad for years and years and years, but just sadly, he was too small. She was too big.
Why didn't you tell me, Chrissy? I could have helped. I'd have been someone to talk to.
Hot for the curves you got, deeply dippy about the fun we had. Deeply mad, mad for the fun we had. Oh, my love.
I couldn't find work as an actor, so I had to go out and do other work, and it was really strange to adjust, to come back to what I would call the real world, because it was a slightly different environment being in Grange Hill, and I think that was the hardest transition.
It's like
and I think for
a
lot of people.
You work in a bar or something, though, and so you're waiting behind a bar, for instance, and someone comes in and they're like, that, why Ziggy just served me a pint of bitter?
I didn't want to do another series because I didn't want to act anymore. That was just at the time I'd had enough. I'd been working, you know, I was 16, I'd been working almost constantly since I was 9. And I just thought my luck couldn't hold out. I decided to, you know, concentrate on my O-levels and then go to sixth form centre in the September. But about 2 weeks before I started sixth form centre, I got EastEnders.
Where's your brother?
Where do you think?
Robbing a bank?
Well, how did you guess?
It took a good 6-7 years before I really made a proper break again from Grange Hill, which was Brookside. I played little Jimmy Corkill's son.
What's Ziggy's head? Has she gone through the loop? All right, no need to hit him, love.
But really, besides the odd radio play, and the odd play maybe, there was not much acting work.
There's so much luck involved in getting castings for jobs, and you know, a certain person gives you a right job at a right time, which leads on to another one, which leads on. You know, it has a ripple effect. So, I wouldn't say it's anything to do with talent. I think it's more luck than anything else.
There's no fooling you, is there, Mr.
Fowler, Arthur Fowler. Yeah, but you live here now, yeah?
Yeah, Club Diggs, just down the road.
Yeah.
One day, I was on this floor at EastEnders, and the producer called me and said, oh, I think you might like to know who's going to be playing your brother. And he turned around and he said, it's going to be Todd Carty. And I think the main feeling that I felt at that moment was, oh no, he's playing my brother. It means I can't snog him. Oh no.
All right, Michelle?
Mark.
But it's one of those questions. Everyone keeps coming up to me and saying, why do people from Grange Hill always end up in EastEnders? And the truth is, I don't know, really. I don't know why they do.
Make it! Sun is shining, the weather is sweet, yeah. Boy, makes you wanna move those dancing feet. By the rescue, here I am. I want you to know, y'all, here I stand. As the morning gathers a rainbow, I want you to know, y'all, that I'm a rainbow with you. I'm a hero like Robert De Niro. I'm known as a Rasta man. I gotta keep eye high, protection until time. The sun is shining, yeah. War is explosive. You got to demonstrate. Demonstrate, you got to demonstrate. Don't fight, 'cause the sun is shining for you. There's nothing else to do. Sun is shining, the weather is sweet, yeah. Joy makes you wanna move those dancing feet. By the rescue, here I am. I want you to know, y'all, here I stand.
So everyone else has gone on to get work except for me and George.
I don't know if the series has got a cult status. I just think it's got a, you know, I think it's bigger than a cult. You know, it's sort of part of the establishment, but I don't think the establishment always likes it, which is fab, you know, which is great. And that's the one thing that anybody who's in charge of Grange Hill should always, I think, keep an eye on. You know, if they're not getting any calls from people higher up saying, I'm not sure if we like what you're doing, great, you're doing the right thing, keep going. They're always, you know, Grange Hill always pushed it. Always, they were very aware of its boundaries, but they went right up, you know, to the edge, but as far as they could, and they should always do that.
And BBC One's up to date with events at Albert Square tonight at 7:30.